Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Forge, day 27. So 27 down, 73 more to go. It is a beautiful Sunday. It is actually absolutely drop dead gorgeous outside in sunny California. So I don't know how long I'll be on today, but I'll be on for a little bit. Actually, I kind of wish I was on about half an hour ago or an hour ago when I got on the call with the seller. It was a long-term follow-up. So I've got my long-term follow-up drip campaign, which reaches out to the sellers once a month just to see if there's anyone else that's still looking to sell the property. Uh, she had reached back out saying she had a nice conversation, and really uncovered the true problem that she's trying to solve by selling her property. So we're sent out an agreement. We're in good communication as far as her knowing that I will not be the end buyer for this, and that I'm here to solve her problem. So great call. I wish it was live because then if it was live, I would have been done for the day. I'm off to the beach. That being said, I am with you folks. That's the reason why I brought that up. The reason why I brought it up is because it kind of goes back to what the Forge is doing, right? Just moving with no emotions, pricing without negotiation, training when you don't want to. It's really just creating that discipline, or making that identity shift to have that discipline. And so, a bit rambling here, but what I'm trying to say is, if I had just gone on live at that point, I would have been done already, right? So a lot of times when we think about these things, we try to make things perfect, or all we need to do is just make that first step, right? So don't wait for the perfect moment, just make the moment perfect for you. So, yeah, hopefully you guys got a key idea on that one. So let's get right to it. I don't know how loud it is. Oh, I didn't even change my microphone. Rookie mistake. Now you guys probably hear me now. Um, I apologize for that, folks. I totally forgot to change the microphone. All right, so let's get right to it. Let's just call people. Let's see. Oh, who did I call yesterday? Let's call this lady, actually. The one that I sent the contract to. Let's see what she says. Let's talk to Tammy. All right, why is this taking a while? Hey, Joe, that's a great question. I'll answer it as soon as I figure out what happens. Here, let me text her. All right, so Joe, I don't necessarily go out there hunting for seller financing deals, but when it's the right, not exit strategy, if it's the right acquisition tool, then yes, I will go for it. I typically do zero down, zero interest rate. The down payment sometimes will do like 5% down, but for the most part, it's 0% interest. I do have a video on how I do my seller financing deals. I don't know exactly which one it is. I can look at it for you. But for me, when I talk to sellers, I just talk about four levers, which is purchase price, monthly payment, down payment, and length of terms. That's how I do that versus interest rate. Once I find the video, I can send it over to you. Just don't remember exactly which one it was. It was a good one too, because I was talking about how I construct my seller finance deals. It might be this one. Hold on. All right, I'll drop it on the chat. Hopefully it's this one. If not, it should be connected to the right one. There you go, Joe. Rita, happy Sunday. Multifamily, how do you calculate cash on cash return when you're wholesaling multifamily? Okay, so for multifamily, bro, it's usually 5 units and up. And that goes more for cap rates, NOIs, and so forth. But duplex all the way to quadplex, that's still counted as a single family. As far as how to calculate cash on cash, ask ChatGPT. I'll tell you the exact formula on it. I actually have it on my calculator. Just can't think of it on top of my head right now. So you find you can 0.5 down, 0 interest. That's crazy. Yep. But the reason why I'm able to do that, Joe, is because I truly find what the person is trying to accomplish by selling their house. So the 0 to 5%, 0 write down, 0 interest, like from a 20,000 feet overview of just seeing that, right? Just seeing here, yeah, that sounds crazy. Like, why would anyone do that, right? But at the end of the day, bro, the down payment, if it helps them, it helps them. If the monthly payment helps them, the monthly payment helps them. And that's all that matters. And so whether it's 0%, 5%, none of that matters as long as you know what actually helps the seller. If you can figure that out, then you can structure it. How do you typically handle it? So that's why you get it at 0% down or 5% down, because typically buyers would want to get in at 10% entry fee. Okay, so 10% of the purchase price. If the purchase price is 100,000, usually, buyers would want to get in at 10,000. So if you get a 0% down with a seller, then you get the full 10,000. If you give seller 5,000, then you get 5,000. Do you typically go 1% on when it comes to rentals? So when it comes to rentals, there's a couple ways of going about it. One is really more the scientific way. Is you can go on Zillow and just look at how much houses are typically selling in that market, and then look at how much those houses are going out for rent, and just do the math, right? If it's selling, if things are selling, yeah, you just do the math and you'll see if it's 1%, 1.5, 2%. That's how you know what type of market it is. The other way, Rita, which I'm sure you've heard me say this many times, is, and I'm going to sound a little sexist here, but this is how I typically do it, and it makes total sense if you just listen to what I'm about to say. When I do my Google Map drive right around the neighborhood, here's how I look at it. If I can see a housewife in her Lululemon pants pushing a stroller, going for a jog at 10 o'clock in the morning, that's a 1% kind of market. 1% or 1.5. Why? It's a nice neighborhood. They feel safe, right? It's a good neighborhood. So that's a 1% market. If I'm doing a drive around Google Maps, I go, you wouldn't catch me dead here at nighttime with my windows rolled down. That's a 1.5 to 2%. All right. Now, if I drive around using the Google Maps and I go, instead of seeing housewives in their Lululemon pants, I'm seeing dudes, brothers, whatever, right? I'm seeing men, right? If I'm seeing men at 10 o'clock in the morning with their shirts off or hanging out by the liquor store, bro, that's a 2% and higher. It's the hood. It's as simple as that. So when I do my Google Map search, when I drive around the neighborhood, that's how I determine whether it's a 1%, 1.5, or 2%. If I told you I wanted a seller finance deal like that, that's basically turnkey in one of, say, 10 states as a buyer. Could you confidently get a deal like that within 6 months? Could I confidently deal if I put my mind into it? Yeah. 6 months is a good amount of time. You're gonna have to go through a whole lot of leads, especially if it's a turnkey. See, the thing about that is if it's basically turnkey, and once again, you said seller finance. So if it's a seller finance deal, then that means they have to own the property, right? So that's the key thing there. You've got to find ones where they own the property and everything just has to line up as far as what they're trying to accomplish and so forth. Let's see. Who should I call today? Let's call some of our leads from yesterday. Lena told me to F off, so. Oh, why is that still in? Oh, no, that's a different one. Okay. Okay, I never got a hold of this person, so let's give her a call. For you folks that are watching, I actually want to ask you guys a question. On Sundays, do you want me to make calls again like I do here? Or would you rather have a quick, I don't know, anywhere from 5 to 30-minute session where you guys get to ask questions, we get to talk about really like blockers within your business, and really just have it more of an open forum and see how I can help, in any way, shape, or form. And by the way, there are going to be questions you're going to ask me where I wouldn't know the answer to, right? And that's okay too. But I'll get you the answer. So let me know if that would be a better use of our Sundays. Because as you all know, I do want to give a ton of value, and calling sellers, I know that's fun and that's exciting and that's what gets the clicks and so forth. But you guys are already getting that 6 days out of the week, so let me know.
Invoice messaging system. 2, 7.
I hate when that happens. The mailbox is full. Ooh, this one should be good. All right, Joe. Cool, man.
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback.
Hey, Janice. Good morning. Caesar here, calling about your property on Popular Road out in Montrose. Looks like you filled out a form on my site yesterday. Just want to see if you're still looking to sell. Give me a call when you get this. Thanks. Hello? Dan. It was on.
Sorry, Mr. Cole. You reached your identity. I'm sorry, Mr. Cole. Please connect and we'll call you back.
Hey, Sharia, it's Caesar here. Tag, you're it, I guess. I know you and I have been trying to respond back to each other. When you get a chance, give me a call back. Just want to see if you're still looking to sell your property on Lantana Court. Okay, bye. Voicemail. Robert. Yeah, let's talk to Robert. Let's call this guy. See how much of a dickhead this guy is. Fuck. Rita, heck yeah, dude. By the way, why do you say that? But I am ready. Yep. How do you typically handle onboarding a buyer who wants a particular kind of property? I'm looking for my first property and did not realize how much better the average seller finance deals. I don't understand your question, Joe. Look, I need to it's particular crime, bro. I'm looking for. So here's the only thing with that, Joe. Actually, if it's a seller finance, I might still be okay to it. So here's the thing that I don't like, and not with what you're saying, okay? But hear me out here. I absolutely don't mind doing creative financing like sub two seller finance. That's totally fine and dandy, especially if it's me owning the property because I know what I can do. I know that I can afford to make those payments. I do not like doing wholesaling sub two deals. I don't. I actually do not wholesale sub two deals. I just send it to the fucking sub two guys who love doing that shit. And I go, bro, just pay me a referral fee. I don't care how much it is. Pretty much, I'm just bird dogging it to you, right? And I don't even want my LLC on that damn HUD, none whatsoever. And so the reason why I'm telling you this is because I don't know anything about you, Joe. And so can I find you a seller finance deal? Yeah, I'm probably going to be okay with it because there's no banks involved. It's going to be you and the seller. And I'll probably put something on the contract, saying that the seller acknowledges and agrees that I'm not the end buyer, that you will be, or that someone else will be, and that after it's closing, it's between you and the seller, not me anymore. The reason being, bro, is if I wholesale a creative finance deal to someone else, at the end of the day, that seller does not see Joe. That seller sees Caesar. That seller hears Caesar's words. And so that's the reason why I don't like to wholesale creative deals as much unless I absolutely know the buyer and I know that they can perform. Tyler Hart, you have a speed to lead account that couldn't comp on the phone. Oh, speed to lead couldn't comp on the phone. If you tell him I told you, he said he'll continue that conversation, got price info as well, and discuss financing. Yeah, bro, I'm totally fine with that, Tyler. You DM it to me. Quick question for you, and this is a good question, by the way, because this is something that can help you while you're on the phone with someone. A couple of things. One, there is absolutely zero shame in doing 2-call closes. All right, Tyler. So on something like this, where if you have a good rapport, like there's really no reason for you to send it to me or anyone else for that matter. Keep all of that assignment fee for yourself, right? I mean, heck, if you want to send it to me, obviously I'd want it because a deal is a deal. I'd like to make money. That being said, if you built a good enough rapport, you actually found the real problem that needs to be solved, then why not just give them a call when you get home and make them an offer? Right? That's one thing. The second thing is, guys, I just want you to understand something here. This is something very, very important. So for the people that are watching right now, please, please listen to what I'm about to say. All right? Real estate investors didn't just start when all these goddamn comping tools, comping softwares started, right? Real estate investors have been here since this country started. Okay, so just think about that. How were these investors able to do their shit without PropStream, PropWire, whatever fucking Preview, whatever comping software that you have, right? So don't shy away from a deal just because you don't have your comping softwares in front of you. You can still make a deal just straight up from your phone. Hey, Mr. Seller, how much can I sell that fucker for? Oh, I can sell it for 400. Okay, how much do I need to put into that? Oh, okay. I need to put in 50,000, you said? Okay, cool. So, Mr. Seller, at 400, just to let you know, I got to subtract that 50, so that gets me down to 350. Now, I got to tell you, at that 400, I have about a 20% business expense. So 20% of that 400 is gone. So that's 80,000. So from 350 minus 80, I'm at 270. I got to make a little bit of change. So if I'm going to put in 200,000, I want to be able to see something good here. Right? So at 270, and if I were to make an offer here, it's probably be at 200 to 220. Done. So just wanted to give you guys that. Joe, you can see all my my social media handles at the bottom. Just use my name, find me. There are usually clauses you can put there to protect yourself, and there's a specific one you can add if the buyer missed 2 payments. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yes, Rita, you're right. I do have that on the clause there too. What do you call it? Performance clause. I have that. I actually even have more wording on there saying that hey, if anything goes sideways after closing, that I have no legal liability behind this. It will be between the seller and the end buyer. I get all of that, but at the end of the day, I just don't want to be able. I just don't want to have to like look over my shoulders, you know, for the next few years. Like I said, seller finance I'm okay with because there's no banks involved. It's seller versus buyer. Get it? But when there's banks involved, I tend to stay away from it. Am I leaving money on the table? Yes, but at least I get to sleep at night. So for me, that's valuable. That's me. I'm not saying that's what you should do. Everyone's got their own mindset and their own risk that they're willing to take. I'm just not one of them. Yeah, so you can do that as well. You can also, well, when you sell it to an end buyer, you definitely want to do a seller finance. Once you actually acquire it, let's say you're an end buyer, you acquire it, you can actually then now sell it on a land contract, so you don't even have to go through a through foreclosure. You can also do a deed in lieu of foreclosure so that they don't have to go through a foreclosure process as well. Tyler told me if I have someone to discuss cash offer finance, that advice. By the way, shooting DM. Okay, cool, man. Thanks. Examining subjects. Yup. Yeah, dude, it's just a lot easier. You know, you wash your hands, just like you're done. Yes, there are, which they don't talk about, which I get it because it's not sexy, but at the end of the day, we have more people showing up at the coffee shop, fellas. Let's see what happens. I don't know if you guys heard my rant earlier. I actually had a seller call me. It was off of my long-term follow-up drip campaign. Raised her hand, and I got on a call with her, and it was like such an awesome call, man. I might actually do a call review Monday on that call tomorrow. I don't know if you guys would like that, but it was a good call. It was a creative solution for a cash deal. Yeah, I think I'll do that tomorrow. I think there's a lot to unpack on that call. Who the fuck was this guy I was calling? All right, let me see if I can call this guy off my cell phone instead. Visit leads.
Yep.
Hey, is this Frank?
Yeah.
Frank, good afternoon. This is Caesar. You texted me back yesterday. Looks like you filled out a form on my site about your property on Sycamore Street. You still looking to sell that?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you don't mind me asking, what's going on? You don't sound like you actually want to sell.
I mean, I'm just kind of checking into a few things. It's not a must do.
I'm sorry. What was that? What was the last thing you said?
It's not a must do. It's not a must do thing.
Oh, okay. I mean, is there something going on with the house? Is there something going on with you? Like, what's the situation? What got you to even think of potentially selling?
Leaving the state.
Oh, okay. Getting tired of it, or for a job?
Just looking to relocate.
Okay. Is there a time frame that you're looking to do that, or?
Not really. Not really.
Okay.
Been here.
Okay. Well, I mean, how much are you looking to get for this property?
Whatever is worse.
Well,
Sure you're looking at it, right?
well, I'm looking at it right now since you picked up the phone. Otherwise, I don't look at it until I talk to people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would never call people. Well, I mean, is there a number that you're looking to get for this property so I can see if I can make it work for you or not?
Um, I said I didn't really have nothing set in stone, but I know what the area means. I'm not into this blinded, so been there 20 some years. So I didn't watch my area, so I know what it's going for. I know what I possibly can get for it. So something nine, you can throw that out there.
Yeah, and Frank, by the way, I mean, I'll tell you this is what I tell people every time. I mean, if my wife and I were driving around the block and as we were driving, my wife points at your house and says, "Hey, man, I want to buy that house, Caesar," and I knock on your door, then absolutely, my friend, you ask me how much I want to offer it because I want your house, because my wife wants your house. That being said, you're the one that filled out a form on my site, so I'm sure you have a number in mind, right? And so I just don't want to waste your time. That's why I'm asking what it is, and based on that, I look at what it's selling, and if I can make it work for you, we got a deal. If not, I don't waste a whole lot of your time.
Um, 375.
375. So what you're looking to get? Okay. Tell me a little bit what you got going on over there. Everything you can tell me about the property, then I can make a quick decision there.
Other than I need to put just update windows inside, just because I haven't done that since I've been here. But other than that, everything's ready to go.
Everything's ready to rock and roll.
I probably can get 400 if I do those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And where did you get that number from, if you don't mind me asking?
The comps, what's sold around the area. Everything hit the market around there is going for that.
Got it. Okay. Okay, yeah, I do see your neighbor here on 11943. I think it's like what, 2 doors down or something?
Yeah.
Yep, that one sold for 375. I mean, if you're looking to get 375 for it, I think maybe putting it up on the market with a realtor would probably be the best bet. So in that way, you can get someone to live there and pay market value, you know?
Oh yeah. I probably would do it for sale by owner, just because, like I said, I know my area. Anything that hits the market goes within a week or two.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
No,
yeah.
I get that. And if that's what you're trying to accomplish, maximum value, then I'd say that would be the best bet. It's just, you know, the form that you filled out is for investors, right? And so if I can,
I know that as well. I'm an investor as well.
I mean, all right. So you're an investor. I mean, so if I'm selling you one of my houses and the market price is 375, would you ever buy one of mine for 375?
I mean,
you probably wouldn't, right? Because otherwise, then that would make you a spender.
Depending on the numbers.
What?
The numbers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If the market price is 375, would you ever buy it at 375?
Depending on what's around, what's going for what.
Yeah, so I mean, just right now, it's kind of like sniffing the air. If I can only resell that for 375, then there's no way in hell I'd pay 375 for it, right? It would make that's my wife's job. That's what she does. She spends money. I invest money. So just straight up from investor to investor, any offer I would make would probably be in the mid to high twos, just so that I can make a little bit of change on the back end, you know?
Okay. Yep. Enjoy your day, buddy.
Yep. I love I just don't understand. Like, you're an investor. Why would you do that? I understand if you're just a regular Joe Schmo, I get it, but an investor? That ticked me off. What up, Randy? Joe. Seller call breakdowns, generally whether you sell for others. Joe, I don't know if you're still on, but if you go on my channel, I have a whole playlist of call review Mondays, and that's when I actually break down people's calls. And I think I have close to 20 episodes already. So that would be pretty good. Yeah, this guy's a fucking idiot. Not you, Joe. How did I just talk to? I want to dead that fucking guy. Which, by the way, guys, I know if you're new, you probably didn't catch that. One of the key lessons that I got from when I very first started, when I was only maybe 2 months old in the business, maybe just one actually. Good old Helen. I don't know if Helen ever watches my channel, but Helen from San Diego told me one thing that was so profound, and it helped me out a lot, and it still helps me out today. If you cannot solve the problem, make the seller solve the problem for you. All right? Let me repeat that again. If you cannot solve the problem, make the seller solve the problem for you. So what do I mean by that? Hey, Frank, I'm glad you said you're an investor so that you understand. So if you're telling me that the houses are selling for $375, would you ever buy it at $375? If this was my house and I'm trying to sell it to you from an investor to investor? See, what you're doing is you're making it their problem. So now they have to actually solve that problem for you. And if they can't solve that problem, then they know that what they're asking is fucking ridiculous. Right? And so on something like that, then either it's a fork on the road, right? Either they come to earth and realize, okay, what I'm asking is just ridiculous. So I need to go ahead and I need to come down on price. If they start playing game, then you stay on the phone. If they don't, like that one, you're just off the phone. Not every call's a deal, right? So that one was just fucking dumb. Now, the NEPQ community can make an argument there that I made that call as a very price-based phone call. never got to the motivation, none of that stuff, right? And so for an NEPQ guy from other communities, they would have done all the tricks, all the questions, right? Which I have nothing against that. Like, that's fine. But they would have been on that phone for 20, 30, 40 minutes just to fucking find out that the guy is not motivated at all, that the guy's not willing to move off of his numbers. So yes, the NEPQ works as far as you get the you get the motivation, you get the true problem, you get to solve it. Yes, but the problem with that is that every call is a 40-minute call, and then as soon as you tell them where you need to be, temperature changes. So I don't like that. I'd rather just go right now, like the way I hit him right between his eyes, and go, look, it's 375. You asked me for 375. What the fuck, right? And so if he starts to open up and go, yeah, I know, blah, 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 then I can start asking questions like, all right, brother, like, from investor to investor, I want to help out. Like, what's going on? What are you trying to accomplish? Then at that point, it gives me the cue to go, okay, there might be a potential here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling strings to see if something falls out, to see if there's a problem that I can solve, right? But if they don't open up, cut bait, dude. It's done. This game is speed and volume. You do not need to be talking to people like that. Rita, yeah, man, it's just it's a great. It was one of those. I would probably say the first key learning moment of my journey as a real estate investor. When she told me that, I was like, wow, that was so good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Let's see, are there anyone else on here? I just want to make sure I hit up all of the red panda leads that we bought yesterday. Ooh, this contract that I sent earlier has now been viewed. Let's go, baby. Yeah, Rafael, just doing follow-ups today. Um, Sundays are usually light for me. I'd like to enjoy the day, man, get some sun. I'm actually, after this, I'm gonna head home, drop off my backpack, and I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna walk and look for places, just hang out, go to the park, just enjoy the day. I actually already ate this morning because Sunday's my leisure walk day. So that this morning, instead of running, I started walking, and then I passed by Blue Bottle, which is my favorite coffee shop. And Sunday is usually my cheat day to eat pastries. And so they open at 6. I didn't know they were open at 6. So I ended up eating, and because I'm on a one meal a day, when I got home like at 7:15, I ended up just eating my meal for the day. So I'm done for the day. I'm just drinking coffee. So even if I walk and find a restaurant, I won't be able to eat anything, which is good. Save me money. Let me see. Randy. Oh, this person never picked up. Yes, let's call her. Hey, Rachel. Good afternoon. Caesar here. I'm actually just responding to your online inquiry yesterday. Looks like you filled out a form on my site about your property on North Hickory Avenue out in Denison. Yeah, are you still looking to sell that property? Oh, wonderful. I'm glad I called. How much are you looking to get for this? Yep. Okay.
Area, no crime, but we cannot keep up with the repairs. We're getting too old for this, and like we just need to get out. But I don't want to get out and just lose a whole bunch of money if we were able to fix the place up.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely don't want you to give up your equity as much either, right? And one thing I do tell folks is that I am a little bit different than the others. I know everyone, just lowballs for the sake of lowballing, or I actually generally do want to put in as much money as I absolutely can in your pocket. That being said, I am an investor, so just for full transparency, I just got to be able to help out and also be fair to my business at the same time. And if there's a number that meets both of those, then great, we have ourselves a deal. And if not, no harm, no foul, no pressure on my end. Like it's got to make sense to you as much as it's got to make sense to me.
Yeah, for sure. And I completely understand.
Absolutely. So let me, if you don't mind, I'll just ask you a few questions while I look at the market, and then I'll make my decision, based on our conversation. And like I said, if we can make something happen, awesome. If not, no worries. Okay. So,
Okay.
so you folks currently live there right now, or is this vacant?
No, we live there.
Okay. And how long have you got folks been living there for?
We've lived there for a long time. I think since like 2012.
Oh, quite. You got a little bit of memory there.
Yeah, we got our life here.
Oh, wonderful. And if you don't mind me asking, what's making you guys sell the property now over any other year?
So my husband is 55 and he's had hip replacements and they went really bad.
Oh,
and
no.
Yeah, and he is just like, he's had 4 hip replacements on the same hip.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been terrible. And then I'm 45 and I'm not feeling the best either. I'm not having to have hip replacements or anything. But we make enough money where we could just rent an apartment or a rent house, but we can't keep up with the repairs on the house. Like, we can't keep up with if something goes wrong. We're not physically able to do it anymore, and it costs way too much money to have other people do it. and then we don't have enough capital or credit to like do the things that I think need to be done. Like we have a new roof, we have a new AC unit, but I think we might need to look at foundation. I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying that. And before now, I've talked to several investors, and they all gave a crazy different price on foundation repairs. And I don't know who to believe and who to not believe, so I just put a plug in it.
Well, what are the foundation costs that you were getting?
I mean, I got one person that said it'd be $20,000. One person said $30,000. One person said it might be $50,000 or $60,000. I'm like, well, you're all investors, and I know that, and I know that's who I'm talking to, but
yeah, 56 is pretty high for a foundation. Now, let me ask you, the foundation issues that you have, are there like cracks on the walls, cracks on the floor? Like, what's the situation there?
No, so there is only one crack in the ceiling, and it's in the hallway, but like it looks very concerning to me, and I don't know what to do about it. But no, there's no cracks in the floor or anything like that. It's just that one crack. But I know that signals something is wrong.
Okay. All right. So that's fine. Okay. So we got a little bit of foundation issues there. And then what else do we have going on?
So the bathrooms will probably need to be like updated or remodeled a little bit. I mean, like we've done a lot. We've done a lot to them, but we just don't have enough money to complete them. Mm-hmm. And it might be the fact that they need to be gutted. I don't know. I know that's what investors do. But other than that, the rest of the house is pretty solid. I mean, the kitchen is older. You could redo the cabinets or whatnot, but we have completely tile floors and like, I don't know, we have 3 bedrooms. We have 2 kids' bedrooms, a bathroom. We have our master bedroom, which has a bathroom in it. And then we have a huge room in the back, which the lady that lived here before we bought it was disabled. And so she was in a wheelchair. So they bought on that. They built on that extension for her. And so, like, in the really big room, they made it where, like, there's a desk that she could roll her wheelchair up to. It's still there, it's all intact. And then there's a smaller room, which they call it a craft room. And there was a table on the wall that she could pull down and a space where she could back her wheelchair up. And there was like a quilting table. And we've never done anything with those rooms. I mean, like we stored crap in them. That's basically it. Mm-hmm. So basically it's 4 bedrooms and a bonus room, or you could say 5 bedrooms. I don't know.
Okay, I see. Okay, and how many you said 2 bathrooms?
Yeah, there's one in the hallway between the 2, like, I guess, kid-like rooms, and there's one in the master bedroom.
Okay, so it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. All right. Just bear with me, okay? I'm just looking at what I can do here. And it's a brick house, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So what you're saying is that after I fix it up and get it caught up to date to 2026 standards, I can probably sell it for about 200 to 210. Did I hear you correctly on that one?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, you can look at the market value in this area, and it's usually like 230, 240,000. But I talked to an investor yesterday, and he was like, "Well, the housing market has went down, and so it's probably more like 210." But I don't know that I believe him, and I don't know what to believe. But what I do know is that we want to get out of here. We want someone to love this home because it's been a great home, but we also want to be able to like move on and like take care of ourselves as well, if that makes sense.
100%. All right. Well, so let me ask you, because you did mention something earlier, and I actually wanted to ask you. So you said you owe, how much do you owe right now on the mortgage? 60,000? Is that what you said?
I think we owe like 58 or maybe 62, somewhere in between. I haven't looked in a while.
Okay, so let's just say 60, plus or minus a couple of thousand. Is that right?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so 60,000. So obviously, if we do something here, whether you do it with me or someone else, that gets paid off first, right? And so So once that is,
I didn't know that, so I was going to ask that. What happens? Do you pay the mortgage company, or do you pay us and then we have to pay them?
yeah, great question. So what happens is whether you do business with me or not, whoever buys this property, they should always open title, right? To do a title search, right? Because one, we got to protect ourselves as the buyer, but also the title is there to protect you as a seller, right? And so once title does the title search, title will then be able to pull up, okay, well, what's the mortgage payoff amount? Are there any other liens? Are there back taxes? Yada, 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 right? And so...
Yeah, and I was going to ask that. And so it would pull up any issues that needed to take place so we could make sure if it was still going to be productive for us to sell it, right?
That's right.
There's not that tactic, but just in case there was anything that we needed to know.
It's gonna pop up, yes, and that's why we do a title search, because we don't want to buy it and all of a sudden we're stuck with with other stuff that wasn't discussed, you know. So yeah.
That's stuff that we might not even be aware of. So yeah, I'm aware.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yep. So let's assume for a second the 115 makes sense, or whatever you want for it, right? What happens is we wire the money to a title company at a closing day once everyone signs the paperwork, and then whatever is owed, that gets paid first, and then whatever is left, that goes to you. So you get the remainder of the proceeds. So the mortgage gets paid off.
We don't have to be responsible for sending that money to the mortgage.
No, not at all. No, because title company is actually just going to go, oh, the payoff amount is $59,957.73. Title is going to send that money to them. Yep. And then I will pay all the closing costs, no realtor fees, because everything's done off market. And then the only thing you'll be responsible for are prorated taxes and utilities, prorated utilities.
Oh yeah. And then what about because another thing that I'm concerned about, one of the reasons why we're wanting out of here is not because we're like in foreclosure or we're just it's just basically because we're getting older and we can't do this. And we have a lot of stuff in this house. So I'm planning on trying to have a garage sale, but my husband used to be a mechanic and he's got a ton of stuff in the garage and he cannot physically haul it off, and neither can I. And I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars to someone to haul it off. So, the investor that I talked to yesterday said, I got a truck, I got 2 men, we'll do it today, you can get it out. So what does that look like?
Yeah, great question. So we do buy properties as is. So you pretty much take whatever you want to take with you and leave behind what you want to leave behind. That being said, if your husband's a mechanic, like you mentioned, it's got heavy machinery there. If I were you, I would post it on Facebook to see how much you can get rid of, whether to sell it or...
Yeah, we are, and that's why I said we're gonna try to have a garage sale.
Yeah. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, like, if it's minor stuff, then that's fine. But if it's going to cost us like a dumpster or two, then that just becomes part of our business expense. And we're just going to have to like include that into the numbers to see like, hey, like we need this at this price point in order for it to make sense. At the end of the day, we want to make it as convenient as possible for you. We just need to also make sure that we can keep the lights on and that all, because like sometimes those dumpsters, they can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $12,000.
Oh yeah. And so could you look at it and decide it before we make the decision? Does that make sense?
So how my process works is this. So first and foremost, we're already having a pretty decent conversation. Let's say we do agree on a price point and a timeline that makes sense for you folks. The first thing is we do have to get into an agreement before I send my guys out there. The only reason being is this, 2 things. 1, I do send my contractors and my local partners. And then 2, I'll probably run an actual inspection report, which costs me money. And the thing is, I don't want to work, take time, capital, resource, and everything, and not have an agreement set in place. Because if we do that and all of a sudden I pick up the phone and go, yep, we're good to go with that number, I checked everything, and then you go, well, sorry, I signed a contract and I'm selling to someone else, then I spent all that time, that resource, the money, the energy for nothing, and I don't want to do that. So the process is we get an agreement. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I completely understand that, but I don't want to come back from an agreement and then be like, well, we need $12,000 to haul this crap off. So that's what I'm saying. Is like I don't know. Like
that's fine. Whatever offer I'll make you, I'll just subtract extra 12,000 right now, and then and then you don't have to worry about it. It's totally fine. At the end of the day, I guess the point that I'm saying is I'm not here to nickel and dime folks. But if we go in there and like half the roof is gone, or the back room is has been burnt down, or there's so much machinery that's going to cost us 12 grand, then yes, I will have to come back to the table. But if it's going to cost us a few $100 or maybe 1,000 or two, I could care less. Like I can usually like shave off here and there on my end so that it still helps you folks out. But if it's gonna get into the tens of thousands of dollars, and that's when I pump the brakes a little bit, and we have a conversation, right? And at the end of the day, whatever the end number is, if it makes sense for you folks, we move forward. If not, then we rip the agreement in half. Like there's no pressure in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, so that makes sense. And so no, like this stuff is not big. It's not heavy machinery. It's like fishing poles and just stuff that he can't use. And we're gonna try to sell like the roller, the lawnmower. Or like the push mower. We're gonna try to sell that stuff. But if you take that off the price and then you don't have to use it as much, what I hear you saying is that you'll like backtrack on it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just want to be fair. Like I said, if I can, just to let you know, as far as my business goes, I am not a home run hitter. I'm more of a first base kind of guy. If I can get to first base and help you folks out, move on to your next chapter in life, those are the best deals that I like to talk about. Now, that being said, there are definitely deals where I'm able to hit a home run because there's a lot of problems that needs to be solved, But if I can help you folks out and just keep the lights on, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, because it's very sad. I mean, and I'm sure you know this, as being someone that buys homes, it's very sad. We don't necessarily want to leave, but I just know that we're at the point in our life. Our kids are grown, they've moved out, and we don't need this big of a house, and we can't keep up with the repairs. So we need to take a different path in life, and I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if that's a rent house. I'm not sure if that's an apartment. I'm not sure if that's like you try to put a down payment on another house. I don't know for sure. But I just definitely know that we need to get out of here and we need a little bit of time to figure out where we're going. So like if it's like 7 days, 30 days, like, like whatever. But I also know that we need to have a garage sale and that we need to try to move a lot of this stuff out and get rid of it if we can. And that's my plan. And so, I mean, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's actually funny that you said that because I just spoke with, I have a deal right now with a lady from Lufkin, Texas. And then I also have another one out in here in California where, we have a contract saying, hey, we're looking to purchase this property at this price point with one is 30-day close. The other one is 60-day close. But I also have it on the contract where it's contingent on the seller actually finding and securing a place for them to reside on. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to buy a property and all of a sudden you're like out on the street, right? So I want to make sure that you guys are protected so that by the time we close, you actually have a place. And if you don't have a place, then we can't close on it. You know what I mean? And so it gives you guys a lot of flexibility. And then it also gives me time to at least do my due diligence and send my guys out there at the same time.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And like, the thing is, that I think we would have a place to go no matter what, because we could go to my mother-in-law, we could go to my dad's, like we could go. I don't want to depend on anyone. I want to be able to get into a solid a rent house, and I think we should. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But I also don't think I've never done it before. So we lived here for like almost 20 years. So I'm not really sure how that works, but we don't want to be put out on a bus.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you a question. So earlier when I asked you how much you wanted to get for it, what did you say again? You said 115, right?
4 or 5 years ago, and someone said 95, and then I was again with double these properties, and they said, 105. And then I looked at what is the guy yesterday, and he said 110, and then he smoothly slipped in 105. But here's the thing: we have to have enough money to get out of here and have the down payment and the whatever restitution to get somewhere else, and then get out of the debt that we're in. We don't have to have a spiritual, profit. But like, I don't like the fact that he said 110 and then he went down to 105. Like, that's not a thing. I would take 110 right off the bat, fine. But I feel like with the amount of money that you make, that we were able to fix it, like, that's a low price. And I understand what you said. You have to protect yourself and your family, and we have to protect ourselves. And so, I don't know. I mean, I think, like, if you say that the house is only going to sell for $210,000, and you pay $115,000, that's you almost $100,000 to fix the stuff. And I've heard so many offers on what it would cost to fix the what it would cost to fix the selling. And I know you still need to stand and make a profit, but not you. I'm just saying across the board. I'm not pinpointing you. But then when you're able to sell it or rent it or whatever it's going to do, you stand and make a lot more profit than you did just buying it from me. And so and that's where I've been so confused for so many years. I don't know what to do. I think they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, and I have explored this over and over again, and it's just not. I have to make a decision. So,
Got it. Well, here's one thing I can promise you, Miss Rachel. Whether we do a deal or not, what I will do today is I will at least explain to you how how I'm seeing from my point of view, meaning pretty much any investor for that matter, just so that you can make sense out of it. And whether we do deal or not, hopefully me explaining to you will add value, so that you can at least understand moving forward. And hopefully that helps you with your journey, whether you do it with me or someone else's. Does that sound fair? Okay, cool. So I think you're pretty dead on as far as like what I can resell it for after I fix it would be 210. Okay, and so then now my question to you, and with the with I'm sorry. Oh, I'm fine. Okay, so at 210 is what I can resell it for, and then based on the way you explained it to me, I'm probably gonna have to sink in. It's that foundation. That's probably gonna cost anywhere between 10 and maybe 20 grand, just because you do have quite a bit of a house there. But let's just say 15, right? Let's just say that like right in the middle. 15 would be for the foundation. That being said, you guys been there for 20 years. I think is what you said there, or 10, anywhere from 10 to 20 years. And so in order for me to get it caught up to date to 2026, based on square footage, that's going to cost me another 35. So I'm probably looking at anywhere between $40,000 to $50,000 of repairs. That includes the foundation and everything else, right? So it's not just foundation, but that's everything. To get it caught up to date so that I can sell it for 210. Does that make sense?
no, that definitely makes sense.
It does, or it does? I'm sorry, I didn't catch you.
No, it
Oh, it does make sense.
I feel like that's the most honest amount that I've heard over the last 5 years.
All right, well that's good. That's good. All right, so at least we're on the same page there. So 210, and then so it's just all math at that point, right? It's not magic. So I just go 210. I subtract the 50 from there. Okay. Now here's the one thing that most homeowners, most sellers don't think of, which is rightfully so because you guys are not in the business of flipping homes. there are business expenses that we have to take into consideration. So I'm not going to bore you with all of them, but that's closing costs times 2, realtor fees, holding costs, cost of capital, taxes, insurance, yada, 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 right? So all of that. That's right. So the thing is, if I were to buy this off of you at 115, right? Because that's what you're asking for. And I always want to put the numbers in first because I want to give you as much as I can. If I buy this at 115, my all-in number after putting in the repairs and all the business expense shoots up to $200,000 and $200. Funny enough. So the thing is, I'll be risking $200,000 to hopefully sell it for about 200 to 210. So I'm almost pretty much, I have no room for errors there, and I'm pretty much breaking even. Does that make sense? Right. And so maybe that's why like a lot of investors are coming in lower and so forth. So if you don't mind me asking, you can probably tell right now I'm pretty transparent with folks. I like to talk with my cards faced up on the table, so to speak. And so if you don't mind leveling with me, I mean, what is it? You said that you want to make sure that you get rid of your debt, have some money in your pocket, and pay off that 60K. So like, how much debt do you actually want to get rid of, and how much money do you guys need in the pocket for the next place?
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't know, but you have been doing this for so many years, and I have so many people telling me, look at the debt, and it's like, you cannot figure out there's too much equity in it, but there's not equity in it if you can.
That's right.
If you don't, like, if you're people about it. But you understand that's where you're right. You understand that completely. But I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But we're not in a rush to get out here, but you know what? We just can't take care of this place. Not take care of this place. So then if you want to look at it, hold it. Income where I'm at right now.
Absolutely. And by the way, Ms. Rachel, the reason why I'm asking you, oh, can you hear me? Yeah, the reason why I was asking you those questions on like, what is it that you absolutely need, like the debt and so forth, is because if you remember, the first thing I mentioned in the beginning of our call is that I absolutely want to give you as much as I absolutely can. I just need to make sure that I can, be fair to my business at the same time. And so if I know exactly what you're trying to accomplish, well, I want to just write it down on a piece of paper and go, okay, like this is what she needs. And then I want to see if I can work the math backwards to go see if I can help you out with that, right? And so if I know that, then I can figure out like, okay, I can be a solution to you, or I can't. And so that's the reason why I was asking. So you owe 60. I mean, how much debt are you looking to wipe off? And then also, how much do you need in your pocket for the next place?
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I guess you're going to have to give me, like, tomorrow, pull up the mortgage, I can pull up our car, I can pull up whatever debt that we have that I'm doing it, but we also, maybe all of that is included in this immediate payment that we can pay off from you. So, maybe give me a narrative all of that will together, figure out exactly what we need. If it's the same, is that Robin Peter, whatever, Robin Peter and people, I don't want to just do this and realize that we lost a huge amount of money. This is you don't want the capital and credit to sell it. Or not sell it, but to rebuy something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that question does make sense. I can look into that and like or just look at that and then you don't forget what you want.
Oh no, I don't need any pictures or any of that. Like, I mean, as far as like your finances, like that's yours. Like, I don't want to see any of that, right? That's all private information. And by the way, I mean, I don't need the exact amount. I was just asking, like, is there like a rough number of how much your debt that you're trying to wipe off? You know what I mean? Like, um, now, well, let me ask you this, just to make it as simple as possible. I mean, at the end of the day, if I can get you guys that one, anywhere between 105 to 115, and I'm just throwing around like just the range, right? Because that's what we've been talking about this whole time. If I can get you folks that number, quick question for you: does it matter to you folks who it comes from or where it comes from, as long as it gets to you guys' bank account?
With what?
I was saying, if I can get you guys that range anywhere from 105 to 115, do you care where it comes from or who it comes from, as long as it gets to you guys' bank account? No, it's not a trick question. And then, so the reason why I'm asking is this, right? As far as I'm concerned, whenever I buy properties outside of my market, I always partner with local investors because I always want to make sure I have a set of eyes on my projects. That being said, I also do have to hire a crew to fix a lot of these things. And so for me, because of my business expense, I actually have to be lower than that range that you're talking about, just because I have to hire a crew. Okay. Now, the good news is I've done a lot of business in Texas. I have a huge network of investors that I've done business with in the past, right? So I've established relationships. And a lot of these guys, they don't have to hire a crew like I did. Okay, so they can afford a little bit more. So the reason why I'm asking you is if it doesn't matter to you where it comes from, what I can do is I can, let's say, get an agreement with you at, let's just say, right in the middle between 105, 115, 110, right? And I say, hey, look, give me 2 weeks, right? And what I'll do is in those 2 weeks, I will go look for a local investor that I have established a relationship with to see if that would work in those 2 weeks, right? And actually, if you guys are not, if you're not under any type of time crunch, I'd like to get anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks on this, and that way I can really get the good guys to be able to go over there. And then yeah. So if we can do like a 30 days on it, then what that does, it gives me 30 days to go ahead and market it to my guys. Now, I'm not putting it on the market. I'm doing this off market, okay? So it's not going to go on Zillow or anything like that at all. I'm going to go reach out to my guys, say, hey, here's the situation. Here are the pictures of the property. Go do the walkthrough. Tell me where you need to be, but this is where we need to be, right? And then if everyone comes back to me and then let's say one of them goes, hey, dude, I'll take that right now. 110, we'll do a 30-day close or whatever it is, then we're good to go. If all of those investors are coming back to me at a certain price point, either way, I'm going to give you hard feedback, and so in that way you can make a decision on what you want to do with it. But right now, I just want to tell you, just looking at what the market is, really the price point here, right? Whether you like it or not, the price point here is probably anywhere between 90 to about 115 is really the right price point because you can only resell it for 210. What was that? I'm sorry. What was the last thing you said? Exactly. And so if you're okay with that, I'd be more than happy to take a crack at it. And also, just to let you know, for full transparency, how I get paid in one or two ways. One, they make me as a partner, meaning when they flip the property, when they sell it to a newlywed couple or a growing family, that's when I get paid. I get a percentage of that. Or they say, hey Caesar, I really like this deal. The margins are really tight. Let me just give you a few bucks. They'll pay me like a referral fee. In our industry, we call it an assignment fee. Either way, it doesn't affect your price point in any way, shape, or form.
I've never heard that before, so that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. Well, here's the thing. That's why I like to be fully transparent with folks. So in that way, we can all manage each other's expectations. And one thing I've realized is that when we have full transparency, that's when deals tend to move, and they tend to move a lot quicker.
Okay. Well, I'm the process of being that Jay yesterday and worked with him for several years at a title company. I used to be mad that he put that number in there and then flipped it down. And that's fine, but I just think that there's more value in this house, and I think it can be flipped. And I think if the market picks up, like it probably will, it could be sold for way more than it can. Which I understand the waiting time will probably be problematic, but the houses in this area are valued at like $240,000 for about a very popular school system and a very popular middle school system, and like this has been the perfect house. We raised our kids here, and but we need to do something different. And so I'm listening to everything that you said. I understand it. So maybe you just look at it and contact your people and let me know what you think. But I need to save this number. So 1415. Okay.
Yeah, this is my direct line. This is my CRM number, but it's connected to my cell phone, so my cell will ring when you call this number. If you don't mind, I'd like to explain to you how my process works, so that way, if we decide to move forward, you understand. Okay. So let's assume for a second you're okay to move forward with me on this. The first thing that I do is I send over an agreement for $110,000, right? And we'll put a 30-day close on it, right? So that tells you that I have 30 days to find you an end buyer, right? Like a local investor that I've done business with in the past. Okay. And I'll put on other terms. I'll put it contingent on you folks finding and securing a new place, a next place to live in. So in that way, you're protected, right? In other words, we can't close on it unless you have a place to live at, okay? And so once that agreement is signed, then three things are going to happen. One, I'm going to open title to make sure title's clear, right? So that's how we're going to find out if there's any back taxes, any other liens, yada, yada, yada. While title is doing what they do best, that's when I'm going to be sending out contractors, because we want to make sure that we get a dial in on that foundation issues and all the other repair costs. And I'm also going to be sending the local investors that I've done business with in the past, so they can do the walkthrough and they can give me feedback on where they need it to be. Okay. I will, since you and your husband still live there, obviously I'm going to coordinate that with you. I'll give you like a 24-hour notice. You let me know when you guys are home, and then I can always schedule those accordingly so that it's as convenient as possible for you folks. Okay. Now, while we go through those 30 days, I get feedback, I report them to you, right? And then once we get the right price point where you're like, yeah, you know what, Caesar, I'm okay with that. We can live off of that. We can knock off that $60K. We can pay off our debt or a good percentage of it, and we still have enough money in our pocket, right, as a savings, kind of like a nest egg, so that when you have your new apartment, you're comfortable. Then we move forward, right? And if all the numbers are coming out of whack, then that's okay. You don't have to take any of them. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I do best, while you just do what you do best, which is just, take care of your husband, and you guys do your job and go to your work and and do what you do best every day, and I do what I do best. Do you have any questions or not, or does that make sense as far as the process?
My email address is that can I give you my husband's email address, which I can access that very easily.
All right, perfect. Sorry, so let me just do this. If you want to do something else, like you can put me on hold if you want.
No,
I'll, okay, cool. What are you folks doing on this mighty fine Sunday?
and getting close to evening, and I have school in the morning, and he has to work in the morning, so just relaxing.
Man, I knew there was something about you. So my mom was actually a preacher when she was much younger. So I grew up in faith for quite some
So,
time.
you that, no, but I'm so stressed about it. Figuring out what to do and figuring out if I'm going to stay at the same school or not. And so, and then my husband's hip problem. So, yeah, just sitting here, like, thinking I'm dying, but I'm not. So,
No, you're not. And I will be, hopefully I'll be your solution. Like I said, at the end of the day, you will get full transparency from me. I'll get you honest feedback on where they need to be. Some you may not like, some you may like, some you may have to think about. At the end of the day, you don't have to worry about all this. I'll worry about all of it. And in the end, you just decide on what you want to do. So I think that's going to make it a lot easier. And then I also just noticed, I was just on the CAD. I noticed that it's under your husband's name, right? It's under Jackie.
like, food center or something like that. User privileges to make payments, do all this stuff. I don't know what that means.
Okay, no problem. It's just for this one, your husband will have to sign. Yep. Because I got you. I know exactly what you mean. How long have you folks been married for?
So we got married in, I think, 2012. But
Oh,
16 or 17 years.
right when you guys bought this house.
Yes.
Okay. Look at that. You guys got any kids?
No. And my dad's a preacher, and we didn't have a voice of being married because he's he's got 2 kids, and I've got 2 kids, and we just went things.
Oh, okay. I like it. Like Family House.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that show.
I love that show.
They're all gone, and it's just two of us, and that's why we can't stay here anymore. Like today, we need to do something different.
Uh-huh. Wow. And where are you folks looking to move to? What town?
Nowhere. We want to stay in Denison. I want to stay in Denison. We can go to Sherman, but his house is in Denison. My job is in Denison. Our church, my dad's church is in Denison. So we're going to stay in Denison.
Okay. Have you guys been looking at places so far, or kind of just seeing where this leads you? And how much are apartments looking? Yeah. What was that?
Anywhere between $900 and $1,200 depending on what you want. But we need 2 bedrooms and 2 baths, and they've got different layouts, and I think we can afford it. And they're like the first month it's $400 deposit. Like I don't know, and I might be fooling myself. It might not be that huge. That's what it looks like.
Wow, wonderful. Okay. Well, that will definitely save you guys some money too, right? Because then your monthly outlay would be less.
Yeah, and he was, and then he could just not keep up with anything.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, Ms. Rachel, hopefully I can help you out here. So I just emailed it to your husband, but I also texted it to you. So let me know once you have it open, and I can quickly go over it with you from top to bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and sign it myself just so that you know I'm serious about it. You just opened it?
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. So you can see it says contract for the purchase and sale of real estate. Today's date. I'm sorry? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What was that?
For the purchase, what do I put right there with the date?
Oh, no, the date's already on there. Do you not? Yeah, no. So I'll go read it from top to bottom. So hopefully I spelled your name, not your name, your husband's name correctly there. Yep. All right. That's my LLC. I named it after my brother, Xavier Property Group. The subject property, I just want to make sure that the address is correct. All right. The legal description, I pulled that up from the CAD's website. Yep. And then purchase price, we'll start at 110 right now. This will be a cash deal. And at the end of the day, buyer pays all closing costs. Okay. Looking at accepting it today, closing on this, I put 30 days from the date of execution of this contract. So that really gives me 30 days to, like I said, find an end buyer on this. And then once we have one, then we can amend it on the actual closing date. Because remember, it's got to be contingent on you guys finding a place, right? And then, so now on the second page, top of the page should say the following name, title, company. Do you see that? Let me know once you're on the second page.
TBD.
Yeah. So I put TBD for now. So I put to be determined because it's going to be like a 30-day close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my transaction coordinator reach out to multiple title companies in your area so we can get the right one and we can get this thing going. So I just put TBD for now. For pictures and access, like I said, I will have to send my guys out there. So if you notice, I put a check mark on the bottom one, which is reasonable time. So I will be coordinating those times with you and your husband. Okay. I just want to make sure it's as convenient as possible for you folks.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Inspection. So not only will we inspect the title, obviously we're going to inspect the house, which just to make sure we know the repair costs on that one. Renegotiation based on condition. This pretty much just says, hey, look, we're going to look at all the foundation issues to see how, how serious it is, so forth and so forth. But the most important sentence in this paragraph is the last sentence, which says that if the reasonable repairs are excessive and you don't like it, then the buyer agrees to let the seller out of this contract and render it null and void. In other words, once all of the numbers are in, you have the final say on whether you want to move forward or not.
So I am on the thing, the buyer's name. Oh,
okay. Where are you? Buyer's name? Yeah.
And then it's the seller's name. But buyer's name is not Jackie Brown.
Say that again?
Buyer's name is not Jackie Brown.
Are you at the bottom, or where are you? Are you on the last page?
No, it's the buyer's name, seller's name, and that's all it says.
What page are you on?
I'll see that.
Oh, what do you see? So buyer's name, seller's name. What else do you see besides that?
Okay, well, so let me go down to the it's all the pages, which is crazy. It says, it says buyer posting PDD with a bid
Assignable contract, other agreements. So you see where it says other agreements? I put it on there. It says contingent upon you finding, locating, and securing a suitable replacement, right? So you see that? Yep. 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 That's me. That's me. XVR Property Group. And then I signed it already. I don't know if you see that because you might have opened it before I signed it, but so that's me, Cesar Lacosta. That's the phone number. Well, you're not the buyer. I would be the buyer. You're the seller's name. If you scroll down where it says Jackie Brown, that's seller's name. No. So are you looking at your phone vertically or horizontally? Yeah, so turn your phone sideways horizontally so you can see, because if you just scroll down a little bit further, right under Jackie Brown, there's a line, and right under that line says seller's name. So that line is actually for sellers. The buyer's name is above your husband's name because above buyer's name is my XVR Property Group LLC.
Okay, so what do you want to do? It says buyer's name, signature, Jackie Brown, and then it says seller's name, signature. So what do you want me to?
Yeah, so I've signed mine. So if you refresh your page, you'll see that I've already signed. So you just have to have Jackie sign his box and then just date it. I'm sorry?
Refresh it.
How do you refresh it? You can just exit out of the page that you're in and you can just click on that link again. That'll probably be the easiest way to go about it. Yeah. And then just go back to your text message and then just, what do you call it? Click on that link that I sent you.
Let's see. Oh, it's CE.
What was that? Well, it's CAESAR. You don't have to fill out my part because I already filled out my part. You just have to fill out Jackie's part, which is literally just his signature and the date. It should be because I just signed it. Here, I'll take a screenshot so you can see it, and then I'll send it to you. Give me 1 second. This is how it should look. 1 second, just bear with me. So I just took a screenshot and sent it to you so you can see that I already signed it. I'm sorry? Now, Jackie Brown is under buyers. I think it's because you're looking at your phone. So, if do you have a laptop or is your computer on? You can look at it and you can see it. It'll probably be, especially if your phone is like vertical right now. If you're looking at it vertically, sometimes those lines, because it's not formatted on a portrait, it has to be on a landscape. So that's why I said earlier, if you turn your phone sideways, then it would actually show.
Okay. So everything is
I'm not sure why you it's not supposed to let you fill that in anyway, so I don't think you can even click on that box.
I mean, that's what they put in CEA. I don't either.
Yeah. If you want to turn on your computer, do you have a computer that you can turn on?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was
I
that?
mean, no, I don't have a computer.
Oh,
Usually says the buyer's name is Jackie Brown, and I'm like, oh, dang, 3 things for that.
do you see the screenshot that I just sent you? Go look at your text message because I just sent you a screenshot.
Yes, I see it.
Yeah, so that's how it should look. See how it says buyer's name, XVR Property Group LLC, where it says Cesar La Cosa, I signed it.
It just says error value.
For which one?
Okay, hang on, let me go out of it and look back.
Yeah, you need to. Are you using an iPhone or are you using an Android? iPhone. So you need to swipe up to get rid of that page that you have because it hasn't refreshed. Somehow you need to refresh it because once you refresh it, you'll be able to see my signature on it.
So now let's go to messages.
And remember, turn your phone sideways because if you turn your phone sideways, then it will actually look like the screenshot that I sent you.
I don't know. I mean, can you pick it my husband's email and I can pull it up on his stuff?
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Try it. Yeah, go ahead and try that. That'd probably be better.
Yeah. So JB 34.
No, I already sent it, so you should see it. So I already emailed it to you folks. Yeah. It's already emailed. Go for it. I'll stay on. Yes. It should say Caesar, and then the subject line should be purchase agreement dash your guys' address. I'm sorry, were you talking to me? The first date? Oh yeah, yes. So it says on this day, it says 5/17. So you don't need to fill any of that out. That's already filled in for you. Right? Oh, it says party seller, Jackie Brown, buyer, XVR Property Group LLC. You see that, correct?
One single territory. I mean,
Okay, wonderful. So if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there should only be 2 boxes for you to fill in, which is one for his signature and one for the selected date, and that's it. I'm sorry? Okay, well, you see buyer's name, that's above Jackie Brown, correct? Yeah, because Jackie is the seller. So the buyer's name, you see there's XVR on top of that. So it goes XVR Property Group, and then there's a line, a long line across the page. Under XVR Property Group, under that line is buyer's name, because that line is supposed to be for me. That's why it says buyer's name, because you're looking at as buyer's name, Jackie Brown, seller's name. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I took a screenshot of it just so that you can see that that's how it's spelled out. No, of course not. No, you are the seller's name. That's what I'm saying. It says Jackie Brown. Under it, it says seller's name. So all you need is to have, and make sure it's Jackie, not you, because Tyler's going to want to make sure that Jackie signs that box next to his name that says signature. And then if you scroll to the right of that, there's select date. You just need to select the date, which is today. And then once you do both of those, then you hit finish. All right, let me see. Give me 1 second. Yep, let me just make sure. Did you hit finish? There should be a blue flashing line somewhere. If you click on that, it should say finished. You have to hit finish in order for it to finalize it. It's either all the way at the bottom or all the way to the top of the page. Like if you just move the screen a little bit, you'll see a blue flashing line somewhere. I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, perfect. I think it just went through. Give me 1 second. Yep, it went through. Let me see. Yes, ma'am. You guys did it. You should have if you look at your inbox, your husband's inbox, there should be another email that just got sent, and it's the copy of the fully executed document. So you'll see both my signature and his signature on it. All right, cool. Let me explain just the very quick next steps. Kind of just do a quick recap so we fully understand, and then off to the races we go. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, cool. So so what I'm gonna do, like I said, in the next 30 days, I'm gonna go ahead and send this over to my local partners. We'll get some hard feedback. I'll schedule the walkthroughs with you folks. So coordinate with me. Please add my phone number to your phones, and that way you can easily text me or call me with any questions. And when I reach out to you, at least you see my name. First thing I do need though is I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. What was that? Yes, I can call your phone. I can call your husband, whatever you feel is the best. Yeah, I'll call you. And then the one thing that I do need from you folks would be at least some pictures of the property. If you can get like 2 angles per room zoomed out, plus all sides of the exterior, that would be great. It'll just help me, get a better understanding, and also I can send that out to my contractors and my local guys, so in that way when they do the walkthrough, they'll be in and out because they'll at least know what to look for. All right, and I'll text this over to you so you can always just look at your phone and see like how those pictures should be taken. When do you think you'd be able to get those over? Okay, no problem. Yeah, so I'll wait for those. I'll be expecting them maybe by Tuesday at the latest, and then once I have those pictures, then that's when my team will just go ahead and start reaching out to my partners, and then in the next 30 days we'll trickle them in, and we'll see what we can do. What was that? Oh yeah. No. We don't care. Please do not worry about the mess. This is not like a Zillow. It doesn't have to be Zillow ready. You know what I mean? Like all we care about is more of the condition. Yeah, exactly. Don't zoom into anything because we can always zoom in through the pictures. Now, the crack that you were talking about, that's the only thing that I'd probably want you to zoom in just so that they can see. Otherwise, everything else will be zoomed out. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for the opportunity, and I'll definitely get this going as soon as I get those pictures, and off to the races we go, Jackie. Or not Jackie, sorry. I was looking at the agreement. Yeah. Yes, this is my CRM, and it's connected to my cell phone. So anytime you call me or shoot me a text, including those pictures, I'll get them. All right, man. Well, you folks have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Relax. And but when other people call you, just give them my number. Tell them you're working with me, and if they want to buy it, they talk to me. All right? All right, Miss Rachel. You have a wonderful day now. Thanks. Bye-bye. Guys, that was a long one, but we got a contract signed. 2 contracts sent for the day. Oh, no, what happened? 2 contracts sent for the day. 1 signed. let's go. And that was a red panda lead, by the way. So out of 16 red panda leads, we were able to send 2. We got a hold of 10 now. We got a hold of 10 out of 16. Guys, 10 out of 16. That is huge. That's pretty good metrics there. That's over 50%. So we got a hold of 10 out of 16, sent out 2 contracts, 1 signed so far. So far those are pretty good numbers for red panda leads. So cool. For the folks that are watching, before I go, just want to see if you guys got any questions. Also, any key takeaway that you got from here, that would be great. Rita, what did you say? I like how you did that one. You always want to make sure you set proper expectations after you get the contract. Yeah, Rita, it is so important to do that, because when you set proper expectations and you're full transparent with how you're going to work the deal and how you can help them, guys, it just gives you so much runway during the dispo side, right? Like, there is nothing to hide. It's just like, hey, look, here's the situation. This is how much it's going to cost. Here are the numbers. This is where it needs to be in order to move. If that would still help you, let's move forward. If not, that's okay too. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that it will help them. And if it helps them, we got ourselves a deal. And if it doesn't, then we don't. It is as simple as that. That's the game that we play. Folks, we actually got on there for 2 hours. This is awesome. Well, guys, it is 1:20. I definitely want to enjoy the California weather. It is beautiful out. I want to go walk around, see some people, talk to some people. Actually, I'm probably not going to talk to people, but I will people watch, because I love doing that. And I'll catch you folks tomorrow. Guys, smash that like button, especially if you got any key takeaways here. And if you did get any key takeaways, drop it on the chat. All right. Well, actually, not on the chat. Sorry, in the comments. So in that way, a new wholesaler, a new investor can come across my channel and make sure that they can use the key takeaway to get their first deal. Tyler, you sent me a DM where? Instagram or Facebook? Oh, I see it now. So what is this, Tyler? Oh, is this a lead? How much was it listed for? How much was it listed for? And this might be a lead of mine. Give me 1 second. I might actually have this lead. Give me 1 second. Wait, this guy has a 310 number. He's from LA. All right, I don't think I have it. It's good. So Tyler, how much does he want for it?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Low 100 is what he's looking for. So it was on the market in February of 2026 for $99,900. It was in the market for 763 days. He wants 85K for it. Tell him to go eat a fat one. I will double check just to see. I'll probably ask you for your notes. I think you have it on here. But right now, if no one's buying it at 99,000, just not comping it, I would probably offer him $40,000 on this, just from the get-go. Once again, I can be wrong, and I'll do a deeper comp on it, but yeah, well, good, because whatever offer we're gonna make, it ain't gonna be 75. I'll tell you that much. Because here's the thing, Tyler. If you think about it, bro, it was on the market for 100,000. No one bought it. If you buy this, if you get it on a contract at, let's say, 80,000, right? Because he turned down 75. If you lock it up at 80, and then what are you gonna do? Pump it out there for 90? So the question there becomes, why is a buyer gonna pay you a single dime? You didn't do jack shit. And I'm not talking to you, okay? I'm talking to like everyone that's watching. So you got to think about it that way. It's like it was on the market for 100. If it's worth 90,000, an investor would have already offered 90,000 on it. So the fact that no one offered at 90, there's no way that you'd be able to sell it at 90. You know what I mean? Now, if an investor offered it at 75, if that's an actual end buyer, then that means you would have to lock it up at 65 or 70 so that you can sell it to them for 75. But most likely that's a wholesaler who doesn't know what they're doing. So right now I've got this thing where I have this rule now where it's like, bro, if it didn't sell on the market for 100,000, I'm only going to buy it at 30 to 40 cents on the dollar. I don't give a shit about comps or anything. You need the money. You want to move quick on this. I'll buy it off you for 30, 40. Buy it at 30 and then go market it to an investor at 40,000 or 50. Now you'd be like, hey, Mr. Buyer, this was on the market for 100. You can pick this up at 40 cents on a dollar now. Let's go. Now we've got something to talk about. So Tyler, if I remember correctly, I know you. So let me ask you a quick question, brother. And I don't know if that was you or maybe I'm mistaken. I'm missing you with someone else. I think you said earlier that you were on the phone with him and you couldn't comp it, right? And so my question to you is, when you were talking to him, did you know that it was on the market, that he had it on the market and no one bought it? And while I'm waiting for you to answer that, Rita, I'll ask you, how do you usually go when it comes to dispo? Do you like sticking with one dispo house, or do you like diversifying it would be good, because you don't want to get caught up where you're just sending to one dispo house all day, every day, because what if they're working on 10, 20 other deals, right? So, and then also you got to know where they're strong at. Some dispo houses are strong in Texas. Some dispo houses are strong in Ohio. So once you know where they have their buyers, then you can decide where, who gets what. So Tyler, so you didn't comp. I understand that, but my question is, did you know whether it was on the market or not? And actually, so for you folks that are watching, this is the reason why I said earlier, like, you don't necessarily need to have like a comping tool, but like if you, and once again, you're at work, so I understand you couldn't do it, but guys, a quick one, you just pop the address into the Zillow, go to the price history. You can see that he's been trying to sell it since January of 2024, right? And that's just on Zillow. Like when you go on PropStream, it's like a lot longer, for 2 years. but it was at 120. They dropped it 105, and then they dropped it to 99,900 bucks. So it's been on the market for 2 years. No one's buying it. And so, oh, bro. So there you go, Tyler. So that's what I'm saying. So you didn't need to comp it, right? You didn't need to comp it because he already told you. He told you it's been on the market for 2 years. So then my question would have been, and hopefully you asked, is how much was it on the market for? And once he told you that it's been on the market for 100,000, right off the bat, bro, if you want this sold, I'll pay you right now. I'll close on it quick. I need it at 30,000. In Toledo, I've got a buyer in Toledo, so send it to me if you want. I'm not really a dispo house, so I would literally just send it to my buyer and see if he wants it. If he wants it, great. If he doesn't, off you go. Tyler is huge. I would probably send it to Tyler first. He's got good connections there. Tyler would be, person that I would go to. He'd be able to give you feedback within 4 to 8 hours.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know how we are.
Yep. So those are the guys that I do business with. Are there any other ones? Are you missing anyone in there? Fazio is one. You know Fazio, Rita. You did the. Didn't you do that cage match that one time? Yep. All right, guys. I am out of here. Till next time, folks. Speed and volume. Speed and volume. Please enjoy your Sunday. Shut off the business mind for a little bit. Even if it's just for an hour, just relax. Enjoy the day. And back to the grind tomorrow, folks. You have a good one. Peace.